Hi everybody, this is my Unit 2 project for Anthropology 204, and I have chosen to um, do the myth of Icarus. Brief background on Icarus if you don't know the myth. Icarus was the son of Daedalus, who was asked by the king of Crete, King Minos, to construct a labyrinth for the Minotaur. The Minotaur was a product of King Minos' wife and the Cretan bull. Daldaeus agreed to do this and received high favor from the king. However, because of the things that the king was doing to the youth of Crete, his daughter, Ariadne, came to Daedalus and asked him to reveal the secret of the labyrinth to her so she could give this to Theseus to successfully enter the labyrinth, slay the Minotaur, and exit the labyrinth successfully. Daldaeus gave her the secret to the labyrinth and in turn fell out of favor from the king. He was not very happy. So he took Daedalus and Icarus and imprisoned them inside of a tower. Daedalus began to construct his escape from the tower. Knowing that he couldn't leave by sea, he turned to the birds that flew over the sea. Him and his son would gather the feathers that came in through the window of the tower, and Daedalus ultimately constructed two sets of wings, one for himself and one for Icarus. Before they left the tower and flew from Crete, Icarus was given specific instructions on how to fly. He was directed to stay on a specific path and not go below the flight path or above the flight path. Icarus was so excited by this gift of the wings that once they left, he decided to ascend toward the heavens and fly higher and off the path. When he did, he got too close to the sun and the wax melted which held the wings together, and ultimately the feathers came apart and Icarus fell to the earth. This myth has been one of my favorites since I was a child. I don't know why. I didn't really understand it when I was younger, but after revisiting it as I got older, it has become a new interpretation for me. When we were asked to do this project, this is the myth I immediately went to, as it is one of my favorites. And while I was trying to decide how to symbolically represent that, I just came up with every word of the story represented something to me, so that's what I put in the project. But during the process, I started having questions and I wanted to represent that somehow. So I have somewhat of a juxtaposition between the two, the bottom part of the board, which is the story symbolically represented, and the back half of the board, which is my own questions that I came up with as I was creating the piece. So what you'll see from the pictures is the candle, which represents the tower they were imprisoned in. It is wrapped in barbed wire and symbolizes the entrapment of Daedalus and Icarus. There is broken shards of glass on the bottom as well as up the side of the candle that to me are symbolic of the broken promise between the king and Daedalus that Daedalus broke to giving the secret of the labyrinth to Ariadne. There is a scale there because Daedalus was an engineer and you would need that type of knowledge to construct a pair of wings that would actually allow you to fly. And there, on one of the broken pieces of glass, I have written the word "shh," which, kind of ties in the secret. There's also a labyrinth that ties the two pieces together. So if you've ever experienced a labyrinth, you know that you go in and science says that you navigate the labyrinth with the left side of your brain. And when you get to the middle, you just exist and you are to meditate and reflect. And when you come out, you process your thoughts with the right side of your brain and come into consciousness. So there is somewhat of the duality there that Joseph Campbell speaks about in The Power of Myth, which I thought was interesting as I was putting the piece together. On the back part, you'll see the symbols of my questions, which are the Om symbol for harmony, the peace symbol. There is a tree of unity, the eternal flame of the earth, as well as the symbol for ending of human suffering. So my questions to you are the ones that I came up with is, what if we as humans took our gifts, which we all have, and used them in a selfless nature instead of a selfish nature? Could we uplift civilization and get it to vibrate on a higher level? Would we be able to exist harmoniously and end all the suffering that is in the world? These are just some of the things that I came up with, and I'd love to hear what you guys think. So that's it. You can see the project back here, but I can't really film it at the moment. So take a look at the pictures. Thanks. Have a good night.